Welcome back to TalkNorth.com. Thank you for listening. If you can, please download before you listen. It helps our business. I'd also like to thank our producer, Brandon Morton, and let you know if you'd like to sponsor this program or any of the programs on the network, you can reach me at jsouhan47@gmail.com. Welcome to Dulono's Pizza on a very cold Monday night. I thought we'd show up and there'd be nobody here, and you all came out. We do appreciate it. I know you can't get enough Russo, no matter what the weather's like. Everything's shutting down, and people still show up at Dulono's Pizza. From Michael Russo, this is the Russo-Souhan Show, part of the TalkNorth.com podcast network. Thanks to our producer, Brandon Morton. Follow us on Twitter at TalkNorthPod for live show times. We're tentatively going to do our next two live shows here at Dulono's on February 6th and 18th amid our travels. And please, if you'd like to advertise with us on this program or the
dates?
network, February 6th and 18th.
Yep.
Michael never listens to me the first time.
I
only
thought you
the second
said the 10th
time.
for some reason.
No, I did not say that. And if you'd like to advertise with us, you can reach us at talknorthpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks to Twill in the Dining Galleria, Delano's Pizza, Fixologyrepair.com, and your State Farm agent, Tony Hoaglund in Champlin. Michael, let's start here. You and I both moved here from warm weather climates.
Yeah.
You moved here from Florida. I moved here from Dallas. When you have a day like this, what goes through your mind?
Well, I'm looking at my car right now. It's already covered with like ice and snow, so I'm wondering which like lucky person that came to the podcast is going to get paid to clean that off for me.
And what are you paying?
I don't know. All I know is I'm not going to do it. I thought I forgot. I forgot pretty much. I forgot gloves. I forgot everything. So I mean,
You went out in 0-degree weather with no gloves?
Yeah, pretty much. I think Johnny Connor will do it.
I think our latest Russo injury story will be about frostbite. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
You really came out with no gloves.
Hey, did you guys see Danny Hendrickson on Instagram the other day?
I didn't.
Looked like he had the beginning of frostbite on his ear. He was playing in the pond hockey at Lake Nokomis and didn't have any ear protection, and it instantly. Somebody luckily noticed he didn't feel it, and somebody noticed right away, and it was gruesome looking.
Oh man,
yeah,
that's not funny.
Yeah, no.
Do you see that?
Bring it up.
Well, I mean, seriously, but in this state, now that you've been living here for a long time and you know so many hockey people, do you see that very often? Do you see?
I've never seen that.
Kids, because I always wonder about kids who just, kids will go play outside and not even think about it.
Well, that's why that's why all the schools are closed this week,
Yes.
right? Because they don't want them all of a sudden sitting at the bus stop and minus 25-degree weather, and all of a sudden, that would be unfortunate.
That would be.
Yeah.
So let's start with some.
Yeah, why did we move here?
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, good point. It's a really good point. I don't know. I got off the plane yesterday, and that was cold, and I had just come back from Breckenridge. So I mean, we're talking. It was probably 20 degrees. It felt 20 degrees cooler here, and then these next couple of days are going to be absolutely awful. I'm flying to Atlanta tomorrow, and they're supposed to get snow and in kind of like a little ice storm tomorrow morning. And I was there 5 years ago during the ice storm that shut down the entire city. So I'm a little concerned that I'm going to get in, and if I don't,
and I'm flying.
Pretty much, you guys are going to have to deal with my mother.
I'm dealing. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about your mother.
Yeah.
I'm flying to Atlanta for the Super Bowl Wednesday, and I'm just hoping the plane gets off the ground.
Yeah. Oh, that's we should hang out while I'm in Atlanta.
We should.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we should do a podcast there. Actually, I'm leaving Thursday, so.
Okay, well then I guess we're not going to. But it's a good idea.
You know what though? My mother's coming off shoulder surgery, and you guys have a rapport.
We do.
Maybe you stay there, save the Strib a little money.
That sounds great. Does she give out Marriott points?
We'll figure it out.
So is your mother mad at you?
Yes.
Tell us why.
She said to me, well, because I haven't been there yet since she had shoulder surgery. Didn't help that I was in Costa Rica and Breckenridge.
And Vegas.
Yeah. She always said to me, I always knew that if I was going to live, it would have to be Adam taking care of me. I thought that was a little mean. So,
pretty accurate, though.
Yeah. So,
I mean, the fact that you have trouble taking care of yourself, I don't think any other human being should depend on you.
Yeah. Is it snowing out like right now, or is just my car just froze for no reason?
I think it's snowing.
Okay.
You ever regret moving to Minnesota?
No, definitely not.
What else can I ask you that's going to make you feel really awkward and uncomfortable?
No, I really have never regretted moving to Minnesota.
I haven't either.
The alternative of living here is having to live in South Florida, and I'm not even kidding. I would hate that.
South Florida's just a weird state.
I would never want to move back.
It's just a strange thing.
Yeah.
The thing about it being cold here is I just don't go outside much when
Yeah.
it's cold. So it doesn't bother me. The only being I really feel sorry for when it's this cold is my dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you one of the parents that put the little things on the paws of the dog and make it feel inferior?
I don't, because my dog is smart enough not to want to stay out very long. So
Yeah.
we just go out and we come right back in. It's the dogs that who just are kind of goofy and don't sense the cold.
Yeah.
You actually do have to put them on their paws just so they don't hurt themselves.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Or get salt in between their paws.
Chad Graff sent me a video of him of his poor dog Zoe.
Yeah.
With the shoes.
Yes.
Dog was not pleased.
No.
But it was very funny watching the dog walk around his apartment. It was not happy.
We will get some hockey talk now. We want to remind you we're at Dulono's Pizza, downtown Minneapolis. They also have a spot in Woodbury. The place we are at right now, 118 North 4th Street, right by Ramp C. Parking lot adjacent, parking on the street adjacent. It's really easy to get to. It's easy to park. It's walking distance to the sporting venues and the music venues. 612-767-9494 if you want to order pizza, or you can go to DeLanosPizza.com. Great pizza, big screen TVs, full bar, craft beers, lots of space, comfortable. I eat here all the time. My wife loves it here. Definitely
heater.
Check it out. Working heater. Lunch specials open till, I think, 3 a.m. Open to 3 a.m. Just a great place to hang out before or after events or anytime at all. Check out DeLanosPizza.com. So what does it mean to you that this team plays well against good teams and doesn't play well against bad teams?
I don't know, because I don't even want to use the old, they don't. It's like that, that they are emotionally invested in some games and not in others. One thing I will say is Detroit, who is beating everybody right now. I mean, they really are. So I still look at that as a game that it was so easily understandable why they lost that game. No fan wants to hear excuses, but they're coming back after that long road trip, and they had a crazy schedule, but it was Winnipeg to start off. So Winnipeg is their hated rival, so they show up hard against that game, and then the fatigue hits in next game. The fatigue was going to hit in at some point. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. But the Philadelphia game was just an odd game to begin with. They gave up like 2 or 3 shots in a 23-minute span at one point, and they went in. So that was just a strange game. They might even win that game if Parisi doesn't make that bad play at the end of the second period. And they, that night they just were weak in enough areas that made it look like it was just them laying an egg, like kind of like the Detroit game, which I just think that you look back at that game and it was just a bizarre one. So what's good now is that they played really well the other night in Colorado. I thought they played great in Vegas, and they're doing it with a lineup that right now has one ineffective line. I mean, that Zach Parise line right now, I mean, he's probably tearing his hair out. So I think that they've got to figure out a way now to get right back on the horse, so to speak, here after the break, and it won't be easy. They come back on Friday. They got to practice here, get on a plane. They land at a weird time in Dallas, and then they got to play the first of 2 back-to-backs. And it's just, again, it's just, and that's the first 2 of 14 and 26 games. And you look at the amount, I mean, again, it's like the league has this rule now that they're going to have these buys either before or after the All-Star break. Well, the teams that get it before get days off to get back in the swing of things. The teams that are after the fact are supposed to start off equally, and Dallas comes back and they already have a game played. I mean, it's just, and then you ask the question in the league and they don't even respond on how this is even possible, that they're breaking their own rules. And so, the Wild have the right to be absolutely furious with the schedule that they got coming up, to play back-to-back without the benefit of being able to travel like a normal thing. And your back-to-back is at Dallas, home against Minnesota, which this NHL schedule maker just apparently doesn't know where those 2 places are. It's insane. And then again, so they're going to really have to, after those back-to-backs, take advantage of some practice time Sunday and Monday before their schedule gets really condensed.
When I was a baseball beat writer, I was always trying to figure out why the Twins had such weird schedules, and they said they could veto, one or two schedules, but then eventually it just was a computer algorithm that was going to determine things.
Well, the league doesn't even have a
NHL?
computer algorithm. I mean, he helped computer, but I mean, the NHL schedule maker, I will say, has probably the hardest job. I mean, first, I can only imagine what his office looks like. He's got to deal with all sorts of crazy things with it now, with the amount of TV that all these teams get, the amount of home schedules that they want, traditional games that all these teams want, and he's got to do that times 31. So I get it. Everybody feels at times during their year their schedule gets absolutely screwed. Usually the way it works is that teams could change up to 2 dates, but you're dealing with all sorts of issues. I mean, March is not an easy schedule for the Minnesota Wild ever because of the amount of times that the XL Energy Center is used. So he's got to deal with building availability. You've got to deal with all these networks now wanting to have a certain amount of types of games on their telecast. You have the outdoor schedule. You throw in the buys and the All-Star break that are in the same amount of days as a normal NHL season. It's definitely not an easy job. I'm not trying to take away from that, but there has to be sense too, and player safety should come into part of that, and that's just reality. I mean, again, there's that one game coming up in early March where the Wild play in Calgary and then home the next night, and the starting times are like 21 and a half hours apart. I mean, that's absolutely unacceptable, and yet somehow. I don't know if the schedule was done before Paul Fenton got the job, but somehow somebody on the Wild was not able to get that changed, and it's just wrong. And I do think the home game is on NBC Sports Network, so there again is the league allowing the network to dictate.
And of course they are. That's the way modern sports work.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the same reason why the Wild will probably never ever have the Winter Classic or be an opponent in the Winter Classic. I mean, I was told 3 weeks ago the Wild had no shot of being the Winter Classic opponent for Dallas, and it's because NBC is the one that's poo-pooing it. And there's just nothing the league could do there. So,
I have more questions for you. We will also open it up for live questions. The microphone's right here. Just come on right over by Michael and stare him in the eye and ask him the tough questions. Do want to thank Twill in the Edina Galleria, TWILL. TWILLMN.com is the website, and Twill on Instagram is the place you can find beautiful pictures of all their clothing. They have great winter stuff right now, but they also are transitioning to spring stuff, golf stuff, gift stuff. There are oddities. There's travel things. Check it out. Twill in the Edina Galleria. Stop by and visit their very friendly staff.
Jim usually doesn't like to shop for clothes. I don't like it when he shops for clothes either, because he used to buy stuff I'd want to throw out. That's why I'm so glad he's found Twill in the Edina Galleria. He likes shopping there because of the comfortable environment and the friendly staff. He finds clothes that actually fit him properly and are high-quality brands that will look great for years, whether he's golfing or working. Our favorites so far are Peter Millar, Johnny O, and Barber. We spend our money at Twill because we love the clothes and we love the no-pressure shopping. Drop by Twill in the Edina Galleria for the best shopping experience and best clothes you'll find in the Twin Cities.
So, the Pro Bowl is this weekend. You got the NHL All-Star Game. Where do you rank the NHL All-Star Game compared to the other pro sports All-Star Games?
That's a great question. I mean, I think that the 3-on-3 at the first year was exciting that they were changing it, and now I just think it's not. I mean, you see great goals like that Stamkos goal the other night was awesome. Watching Dubnyk, Rob McDavid was awesome. But to me, it's like every All-Star game, it is about their sponsors. I mean, it's a corporate event. It's just it's one of those things. Big trade, by the way. Toronto has acquired Jake Muzzin from L.A.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's no Anthony Botetto, but anyway, sorry. So it's just a corporate event. I mean, it's fun when you're there as a player, but I don't know if the fans love it as much. I mean, let's put it this way: I was in Breckenridge the last couple of days. I didn't have to cover it for the Athletic because we had a bunch of people there, And I didn't watch the skills competition, and all of a sudden it dawned on me that we were at a bar during the All-Star game, and I was able to watch, and I didn't watch the first